Moon in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. So something's definitely coming to light here. And the Seven of Cups upright. Someone's deciding how to tell you something. They're deciding something. I think it's communication with the swords being here. Could be communication about how they feel with the swords and the cups. But something's definitely coming to light. And with the moon coming out first, it's like divine timing. I'm hearing cycles of the moon, phases of the moon. Like it was always predestined to be at this point in time. You have the Chariot, but it came out in reverse. Somebody wants to talk about why they've been delayed. They're trying to figure out how to move forward. Yeah. Page of Pentacles is next, also in reverse. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. So what this spread says to me is that someone's working on moving forward with some type of plan, some type of strategy. But with the Page of Pentacles, either they don't feel like they have enough because it's just the page. You see that kid at the lemonade stand? Like somebody's trying to figure out, like, man, what I have just doesn't feel like enough. And it might not necessarily just be monetary. It's more like this truth that I have. Is it enough? I'm just channeling here. And this is what I feel. I feel like there's someone that has been hiding a really big secret from you. And they're ready to come clean and tell you what this secret is and tell you why they've waited so long to tell you about this secret. But they're wondering, are you going to accept it? Is their explanation really going to be enough? They're doubting that. And then I see, the Seven of Pentacles right after the Wheel of Fortune. It's like they've waited a long time to tell you this. So now they feel like everything's against them. Not only do they have this big secret that they have to try to tell you about, that they really don't want to tell you about, they went to great lengths to hide it with the Moon and the Seven of Swords. So not only do they have the secret, then they also have how long it took to tell you the truth. And then wondering, are you going to accept their explanation? Let's get some more information about what's really going on. I go to split this deck and I see keeping tabs and bridging gaps. Somebody's been watching you and trying to figure out the right time to tell you about this big secret. What else is going on, Spirit? It's just someone that's intuitive with the Moon coming out and the Seven of Cups coming out. Seven of Cups is Scorpio. So it's someone that's very intuitive. And they've been watching you not just physically, but energetically. And then this card comes out. To me, this is watching you online. I know it's talking about dating, but with this reading, that's just what I'm feeling. It's watching you online. But they're not just watching physically. I get a strong sense that they're watching energetically. They also could be seeing, are you dating or do you have your profile and stuff up on dating sites and stuff like that? Then you got who this brand new unknown caller. This person wants to come in and surprise you with this truth, but they feel a little blocked. Like maybe you're not going to accept this. Avoidance, dismissal. hmm So, what the hell is this truth that they're so scared to talk to you about? What is this truth? You got cuffed. Could be a third party situation. They could have slept with somebody, be talking to somebody, be married to somebody. Yeah, that's what it is. They want to tell you that what's been slowing them down has been another person. They feel chained to this person. So it's definitely a situation where it's more than just dating or just hooking up. They either married this person or they feel codependent in some type of way about this person. And they want to tell you the truth of why they really haven't been able to be totally available to you. It's because of this other person. They could be living with them, could be playing house with them. They're trying to level up, road to success and accomplishing goals. See, this is someone who wants out of this connection. Whatever it is that they did, whether getting married or maybe for some of them having a baby with somebody else, they want to get out of it now, but that they just feel stuck. They feel weighed down, going through a divorce process, trying to figure out their finances, trying to figure out custody or child support, and just trying to have enough money to make ends meet all the way around. And then you have keeping tabs and influencer. They're definitely watching you physically and energetically. They're trying to check the temperature. You have influencer come out because, you know, to this person, you're the star of the show. You could have some type of public platform. You could be a popular person. But even if you're not, even if you're the most introverted person in the world, to this person, you're the star of the show. So you're coming out as influencer. They're trying to keep energetic tabs on you and trying to like check the temperature to see, can they come forward with this? Can they tell you about this? Are you going to accept the fact that they are weighed down by the situation? Because, see, this is deeper than just, oh, I need to tell you that I cheated with somebody, or oh, I need to tell you that I hooked up with somebody, or, I'm in a relationship with somebody. This is somebody that feels trapped with that other person. Like, for example, I see two people arguing, and one wants to leave and the other one that keeps trying to get them to stay and guilt trip them by like, oh, we have kids together, how could you do this to us, and you're leaving for the collective, and that's not a real man or a real woman. And like, for some reason this person can't just pack their bags and go. So they want to tell you about this, but in telling you that, they have to admit that they're kind of stuck in the situation. That's what's causing them so much anxiety about coming forward to you. Because if it was to where they were moved out and they had let this relationship go, they could just come to you and be like, yeah, I really fucked up, when I married so and so, or when I got her pregnant, or him, when I started moving in with them, or, whatever. But they would be talking about it from the lens of the past. That's what they want. That would make them more secure in telling you about this secret. But because this is still happening in their present and to them in their foreseeable future, they're really nervous to talk to you about this because they don't know how you're going to take this. They feel trapped. They feel like they can't move out or they can't divorce. They can't move on from the relationship in totality right now. So they're like, I know the collective ain't going for that. I know they not playing no games and they're not going to be going for me just having a third party hanging out here. That's what they're thinking anyway. And some of it is that they don't want to mix chapters. They don't want to start something new with you while they have this hanging over their head. They feel like that's just bad luck. Like this person that they're trapped with would just mess everything up for them when they're trying to have something new, something peaceful, something good for once in their life. Finances and career comes out first. This person feels stuck because monetarily speaking, they're codependent with this other situation. In some way, they can't just pack up and go. Yeah, retreat. They want to. They want to get out of this. They want to talk to you. You got very soon. This is my card for dating. Ultimately, and then you got make the effort at the bottom of the deck. Ultimately, I feel that this person will develop the courage to come forward and tell you this because how I see it playing out, the energy that I'm picking up on for the foreseeable future, for the near future, is will you be happy with this information? No, probably not. You probably won't be happy about it. But you will respect and honor the fact that they made an effort to tell you the truth, that they finally came clean instead of hiding and cowering away from you. And I feel that it's your respect for their honesty and transparency that you guys can build up off of. As long as there's honesty and transparency, there's at least a foundation to build upon. And I think that you and this person working together will be able to build, even though it's not an ideal situation, it's going to be something that is temporary. It's just going to be longer than either one of you would like. You got a mature woman at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're going to be able to be mature about this third party. Yeah, look. Wow. The cards are just coming out. Mature woman, false person, mature man in poverty. Then you got courthouse and you got marriage. Somebody's getting a divorce and they're moving out. And they want to be with you, but they're concerned that you're going to look at the situation and be like, oh, hell nah. I don't want no parts of that. You mean to tell me you stayed away from me because you married a karmic? You couldn't even tell me the truth about that. And then when you do tell me the truth, the caveat is that you can't even leave this bitch right away. You know, they're they're like, I can't tell you. They're literally driving themselves crazy, ruminating how can I possibly come forward with this much baggage? But I feel like even if there's a part of you that wants to reject this, you're really going to be impressed that this person was able to tell you the truth and face their fears because they got a deep fear of being rejected because of this situation. That's why they didn't want to tell you. That's why they tried to hide it from the beginning. But you're going to ultimately, many of you anyway, I'm not saying every single one of you, because I know there'll be some of y'all that be like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. I moved on. Okay, baby. Okay. But many of you will choose to still work with this person. And that's going to look different for all of you, right? Maybe some of y'all are going to just be like, okay, well, we can be friends until you get that situation taken care of. Others of you will be like, well, We can enter into a relationship, but I'm going to need X, Y, and Z from you. Our communication is going to have to be on point. I'm going to need for you to be transparent with me in order to build trust, especially if you're still sharing a space with this person. You know, everybody's situation is going to be unique. And I feel like you and this person, both of you are going to be mature about how they're handling this third party. And of course, this person is worried about their finances because they worry about this third party making things harder for them simply by coming forward to you or simply for coming forward to you. They're worried that they're going to have to encounter additional hurdles and obstacles once this third party figures out that they've approached you. And that could be in the physical realm, you know, asking for more money, trying to extort them or manipulate them, continuing to guilt trip them using children and finances and things like that, or the spiritual realm with spell work, witchcraft, trying to curse their money, trying to curse their life, trying to speak curses over your relationship. And because this person has encountered so much negativity with this third party, they're definitely cautious. They're definitely cautious. You, I don't feel like not so much. You know that that person can't lift a finger to harm you. I mean, they're wrapped up 6 ways to Sunday, right? By your spirit team. But this person living with this energy, dealing with the ramifications of all the spell work that this energy has done to them, they're more cautious and concerned, which is why they hide their plans from this third party as well. This is why this person has been suffering the way that they've been suffering because they're hiding from you, they're hiding from the third party. They probably really haven't told probably almost anybody what their real plans are because they're still trying to figure out how to maneuver through this mess that they've created. Then you have unexpected income. There's going to be a change in both of your financial situation. There's a reason why I put that card over there. I wasn't even thinking about it when I set it down, but there's going to be an unexpected change in both of your circumstances financially. Abundance is going to start flowing in for y'all. And that's going to be able to change a lot of this person's current circumstances. And look at this. Then you have courtship. This is when this person is going to really be able to come in and be the man or woman to you that you deserve. I feel like if you choose to go down this road with them, when they first come into you, when they first make contact with you, it's not going to be all that you would have wanted, which is why that Page of Pentacles came out at the beginning of the reading right here, because it's going to be a small offering. You know, I'm going to have to spend time at your house. We're going to have to do things at your house. I don't have a house for us to come to right now because that third party is at my house. That type of energy. I'm not going to be able to talk to you all the time. I can't just sit up and cake with you on the phone because I got this bitch in my business. Like, it's going to be some shit that's really going to make you question, like, damn, should I do this? Because you love this person. You know, you got message of concern next and message. You love this person. You want to hear from them. But you have standards too. You have learned the hard way about lowering your standards for people and getting fucked over in the end. But I don't sense this person wants to fuck you over. I don't sense that this is a malicious person that's trying to use you just to have sex with you or just to get money from you. It's not like that. This person has genuine feelings for you, but they're in a fucked up situation. And as we speak, they're trying to weigh out, should I just wait to contact the collective until this situation is all the way resolved? But it's looking like I might have to be in this situation for quite some time or at least longer than I would like to. I really don't want to wait that long to contact the collective because what if they move on? What if they really don't want to hear from me by then? Or should I just go ahead and contact them and tell them the truth about what I'm going through and maybe they might understand? And maybe we might be able to at least, begin building something. This is what they're weighing out in their head right now as we speak. This is juicy. You got gift and main male. Yeah. They want to bring you the gift of the truth and also of their presence, of their love. You know, this person genuinely loves you and you genuinely love them. And for a long time, it's like y'all have just been star-crossed lovers. Like shit just didn't work out for one reason or another. You guys have been kept apart. And now there's an opportunity to come back together, but it's not in the way that either of you had hoped for. And that hurts. That hurts this person and that hurts you because you deserve more. You deserve better. And so do they. I don't know why the divine is keeping this third party in the way, but I do feel like there's some type of spiritual lesson here with all of this. This isn't just a coincidence because God could easily move this person out the way, but they're not being moved out the way. So why is that? Let's see if we can get some clarity about that. Why is this person allowed to stay in the way? You got fed up. Yeah. This person is tired of them. They want their freedom. Yeah, look, they want to be single. They want to be free. They're tired of going round and around and around and around with this karmic energy. They left you hanging. They may not have contacted you or ghosted you or just didn't tell you the truth. Even if you guys are still talking, they've been hiding this from you. Then you have illumination. They want to come in and tell you the truth. Why is this person being left in the way? Yeah, the truth is that I love you and that I'm fucked up over you. I know this is some shocking ass news. This is not what I wanted to tell you. This is not what you want to hear. I'm ashamed of this. I've been watching you. I've been energetically monitoring the connection too, just to see like, are you gonna accept this? Is it okay for me to come in and talk to you about this? Are you gonna want to deal with this person continuing to do spells on you and all this extra ass shit that comes with this karmic? There's a spiritual lesson in this. It's a bad decision. I really feel like this is tying into a reading that I did. I don't remember now. It was a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, talking about how this person was going through an ego death and they had to learn to truly accept themselves fully. I truly feel like this could be tying into that. Like, this is your current reality. You made the decision to marry this person or have kids with this person or whatever. Can you tell the truth about your current reality? Can you be honest with the collective? Even when it makes you look weak, foolish, even when it makes you look less than perfect, less than ideal, even when you risk rejection. See, this is a core wound in this person. I'm channeling this. This person has an identity crisis almost. They don't want to look less than to anybody, especially not you. Especially not you collective, but really to anybody. This person likes to control their image. They're very rigid when it comes to their image. They're very private and they only want people knowing what they want them to know, right? And that clashes with unconditional and radical self-love and acceptance because they're having a hard time accepting themselves for making this foolish decision with this karmic. And until they come to a place of acceptance within themselves, knowing that that was a mistake that they made, with the information that they had at the time. When they stop beating themselves up and they stop condemning themselves and they forgive themselves for this, doors will begin to be open. That unexpected income, that's what this is waiting on. Radical self-love and acceptance. Because our external state, including our finances, are a reflection of our internal state. So when they can accept the fact that they made a mistake, it doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't mean they threw their life away. It doesn't mean they should continue to be punished indefinitely for making this bad decision. It doesn't mean that this has to drag on out for months and months and years on end, but that they can choose at any moment to free themselves, first mentally, from this prison of condemnation. And they can walk in the truth and in love and come to you being their true self, saying, baby, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I was a coward. I was a liar. I hid from you, knowing you were suffering, knowing you wanted the truth. And I hid from you because I wasn't ready to face the truth myself, because I was still grappling with the consequences of what I had done. But I'm here now, and this is me. But I can promise you this: I'm going to get out of this jam. I'm going to get out of this bind. This is not the end for us. This is only the beginning, baby, and it's going to get greater later. That's something that's worth protecting. That's something that's worth waiting for. If they're going to come to you with something this heavy, they have to come to you in the truth. And they have to stop dragging their feet. And I feel that they will, collective. This is someone that truly, truly loves you, and they're learning self-love, and they're seeing for the first time that they have held themselves to an impossible standard, and therefore held other people to impossible standards as well, trying to circumvent incurring more pain, trying to avoid being rejected and being abandoned like they were in their past, in their childhood. That's probably, if I had to guess, one of the main reasons they ended up in this situation with this karmic, to avoid rejection, because this karmic wouldn't reject them. This karmic would take anything. They don't have any self-worth. They don't look at life from a lens of self-love, self-worth, anything like that. This karmic looks at life as a strategy of survival, because whatever happened to them in their past, they never healed from it. Probably rejection and abandonment in their past that they never healed from. So now all they have is manipulation, sex, magic, guilt tripping, etc., etc. They don't have any real power. They don't feel powerful because they're not, because they've never faced their shadow. They went straight on into the dark side to try to force someone to love them. And they're seeing too that that never works. And any type of illusion that you can pull is never going to last for long. The truth is always going to win. And the truth of y'all's two connection, that's stronger than any illusion that a karmic could spin. You guys would always have come back together. Always. Your twin flames. This is going to be the outcome. The Fool and the High Priestess at the bottom. The outcome is going to be they're going to step forward towards you. And they're going to go on this new journey with you. This new journey is going to test your faith, collective. It's going to test your resilience. It's going to test y'all's relationship. This isn't going to be a walk in the park. This isn't going to be the happily ever after reunion that you had hoped for. And I'm sorry to have to tell you that, but that's what's coming out. It's going to test your inner strength. But I do believe that the both of you can make it together. They got a lot of passion for you. They got a lot of love and devotion. It's taken a lot of courage for them to come forward, but they are. And it's going to take a lot of courage for you to receive them as well.